ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Those Were the Days. Yes, we are on our last episode of season number 3. We will probably jump into season number 4. I know a bunch of you guys like watching this. 400 plus of you now, and I want to thank all of you guys for hitting that little subscribe button. We have 400, a little bit over 400 subscribers now, and I do appreciate that a lot because it is really hard to get subscribers. It is really hard to be entertaining on this platform. And I do want to hear what you guys have to say about season number 4, which we will hopefully be going into. As you guys know, my biggest issue is I have doctors. If you guys want to know all about that, you can go over to my health journey channel. I will link that either up here or at the end of the video, maybe both, and you guys can go and check that out. It explains all of my stuff. I don't want to take 20-30 minutes of our time to explain everything again when I have a video over there pretty much explaining everything. But it's not only hard for me to do the videos, which is the easy part because it's me talking to you guys, watching and reacting to the video, and then talking about it at the end. We do not watch the entire thing because of copyright. That is just not something you can do on YouTube, and it's not really a thing. You can watch it for free on Freevee. It's on Amazon, and I do have an associate link down in the description below where you can get the entire box set for fairly cheap, and it helps out the channel. But it is hard for me to do the video, then have to edit the video, which means I have to rewatch the video as well. So it's until I figure out how to edit it in the same format but do it quicker and make it where I don't have to watch the entire thing, that's kind of where I'm at, and it's just kind of tedious. I'm not saying that the videos that I make aren't enjoyable, because obviously you guys wouldn't be here if it wasn't, but it's just tedious on my side because I have to rewatch the thing that I literally just watched. So I'm trying to get that down, plus copyright on top of that means that I have to go and find that one section, cut it out, re-upload it, and then see if I get hit with another claim because they don't give me a list of scenes that need to be cut or shortened, and that's the issue with YouTube on YouTube's side. So YouTube, if you guys could work on that, that would be great and save me a bunch of time as well, so I don't have to keep cutting little snippets and, oh, you found this part that you guys don't think that I can use. And putting in claims, there's a 30-day claim that you can put in, and they usually take up the entire time. And then on the other side, you have a short claim, but you're able to get a strike if they say, no, we don't want you to use that that clip. And so you have that risk of getting taken off the platform. So there's that. There's also the I'm not getting paid to do this quite yet. You get certain benefits, but not monetization at 500, which we're getting close to. And again, I do appreciate you guys on that side. But until you hit the 1,000 subscriber mark and the 4,000 hours of watch time, which we have obviously reached the 4,000 hours of watch time, you don't get anything. So I do have a Ko-Fi link down below if you guys find it in your wallets and in your hearts to support the channel. There is a Ko-Fi link down below where you can help support the channel and me in the process. So with that being said, this episode, unlike last week's, was a little bit more serious. This one is a little bit more fun. I believe we're in a hot situation. So with that being said, let's find out what's happening in the bunker house. Here we go.
Those were the days.
A whole summer of rain, and now in September it decides to get hot.
Wow.
It's lucky Mrs. Wiedemeyer moved away.
Okay.
Bothered something awful by the heat in Queens.
Right.
Where'd she move to, Ma?
To the Bronx.
Okay. That's like right down the road.
Go ahead, walk away from me. Go ahead when you look at this.
They're arguing again. Typical.
110 in the shade, and this guy's jumping all over me about Watergate.
Okay.
I'm up to here with Watergate. I'm drowning in Watergate.
It was a big thing back in the 70s.
And I want you to lay off President Nixon, huh?
Okay.
We don't kick a man when he's down.
Right. Sure.
He's not wallowing in Watergate. It's the country that's down.
True.
I still got faith in Nixon.
Which one? The Nixon who knew why we should be in Vietnam?
Yes.
Okay.
The Nixon who knew all the reasons we had to be friends with Russia and China?
Yeah.
Right.
The Nixon who knew all the secret reasons we had to keep bombing Cambodia?
Okay.
The Nixon who didn't know a single thing about Watergate?
Right.
If I hear Watergate one more time, I'm going to go nuts.
Right.
Mike, if Archie hears Watergate one more time.
Of course. She would take that literally.
Ding bat, now I need a pen. Just go get me a pen, huh?
Right.
Thanks.
Ooh.
I don't want to be arguing with no guy who's got a lamb chop or a brain. Can't you close the windows and the door and turn on the air conditioner?
Right.
Asking everybody to switch off everything electric.
Okay.
Why did he say that?
Right.
I didn't wait to hear why. I switched off the radio.
Of course she did.
Conserve energy, Daddy. Otherwise, it's going to be another brownout.
Okay.
If I don't get some air, I'm going to brown out.
Right.
Turn the thing on myself.
No, Daddy, don't. Daddy.
I'm turning
Daddy,
on.
don't.
It's a window unit.
I suppose you think that all the good citizens in this block got their air conditioners turned off.
Right.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay.
Good. Then turning ours on won't do no harm. Get out of there.
Logical. Oh boy.
Great work, Arch. You made your own power cut.
Right. That's why you don't put that on during a heat wave.
Why don't you hire one of Nixon's plumbers? Hey, they did it.
Right. Plumbers. Watergate.
I don't want to hear Watergate. Oh! I'm sorry.
Right.
Your main trouble is that your tongue is always racing with your brain. And your brain always loses.
Right.
Brain is so closed, the new idea couldn't break in, even if it had the help of Hunt and Liddy.
Ooh, okay.
I am tuning you out, meathead. Something important here to read and to sign, and I gotta concentrate on that.
Just
Consecrate.
tell me one thing, Art. Do you think Nixon knew about Watergate and the cover-up?
Okay.
I'm busy.
Just tell me, do you think he knew?
I'm busy.
Say yes or no.
Right.
I-B-U-Z-Y, busy. Don't say no more to me. I don't want to hear another word.
Right.
Either one of you is not one word.
Okay.
How am I going to tell you when lunch is ready?
Well, technically you gave one word already, so
When it's ready, because I'll see the meathead racing for the table.
that's fair.
Please, huh? Leave me alone. Give me air. Give me air.
Whereas we got our fair share of coloreds in this street.
Get out.
Oh boy.
It's a letter from the people who live in this street.
Okay.
To who?
To all the white people.
To some people that we don't want living in this street.
Right.
Isn't it a little late? The Jeffersons have been living here for over 2 years.
This
Right.
letter ain't got nothing to do with the Jeffersons.
True. Okay.
This has got to do with what is coming in next door.
Oh boy.
Buying the Wiedemeyer house?
Somebody wants to buy it.
Okay.
Strike before the iron gets hot, see? I'm talking about that real estate guy, Joe Braddock, who
Okay.
comes up to me and says that I ought to be proud because there's a minority living in the street here.
Right. Okay.
Good, because another minority has just put a deposit on the Wiedemeyer.
Minority.
Oh, that's terrific.
Ah, that's
Okay.
terrific. Everything's terrific if it's a minority with her. She'd be happy with a Hindu and a goat.
Why not? That's a stereotype, but why not?
Braddock was telling me that another bunch of coloreds is coming on the street.
Okay.
Between the Jeffersons on this side and the new coloreds over here,
Right.
we'll be sandwiched in between like a white meat turkey on pumpernickel.
Okay. See, in Archie Bunker's time, colored just means anyone that's not white. So you could be Middle Eastern, Black, Asian, or anything.
Daddy, didn't the Jeffersons teach you anything? You were against Ben when they moved in, but
Right.
and the sky didn't fall down.
Right, true.
Well, because the Jeffersons are different.
Why the Jeffersons different?
Okay.
Because one colored family is a novelty and two is a ghetto.
Wow. Okay. And Three's Company.
This ain't a petition. This is a letter that McNabb wrote and he give it to me.
Okay.
I'm supposed to sign it and pass it along.
You know something?
Right. So it is a petition.
Where I think you do these things sometimes just to eat my heart out.
Okay.
Little piece by piece, you eat my heart out.
It's a little dramatic.
I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
This! Watergate, 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 Watergate! God damn it!
Oh, that's your one.
Swear like that.
You shouldn't swear like that. I did. You swore.
That's a FCC violation back in the 70s.
Think it's GD this and GD that.
Right.
The first word there is God, ain't it? How can that be a swear word?
Okay. Because you're taking it in vain?
You hear that all the time, like they dam the river to keep it from flooding.
Okay, that's a different kind of dam.
The Bible you read where some guy is damned for cheating or stealing or committing insects in the family.
Right. Insects in the family?
Who else? God! God damned him! It's right out of the holy book, don't show your Rick.
Right. He needs to give it another, quick read through.
Bucker, I want a word. Don't bother to try to hide the evidence. I know what you're up to, and I want that letter that McNabb is passing around.
Right.
What letter?
Well, maybe he means this one.
Now listen, Jefferson, I ain't got no argument with you.
Okay.
After me, Bunker, I know that you don't want any more blacks in this street.
Right.
Dad?
You don't have to. You're always against any improvements on the block.
Fair.
This whole thing with this letter, this is a matter of economics, see?
Okay. He's trying to redline.
If the value of my property goes down, the same thing happens to your property.
Right. Redlining. We talked about this before.
I wouldn't sign that piece of paper if I was the last black man on earth.
Right.
Excuse me?
Spanish.
Get over here, what is this?
Well, you left the door open.
Tell them that we ain't buying, no matter what they're selling.
Thinks he's door-to-door salesman.
We are buying the house number 702.
Okay.
That's terrific!
Hey, great, welcome.
Terrific, welcome.
Right.
Why don't you two move to Calcutta?
State agent here this morning, but he don't come yet and we don't have the key.
Okay.
They're Puerto Rican.
Wow. I didn't know black people had problems with Spanish people.
No, they're Swedes.
And it is especially nice to see you here, Mr.
He just doesn't want people who's not his people being next door.
You here in the house of your friends, the White family.
Right.
And I'm very glad to be your new neighbor.
And why are you touching me?
Hey, Bunker.
What?
Come over here.
Do you mind if I see that letter again?
Yep, knew it. And they say only white people can be racist.
What are you kicking about? Ain't you and your wife always telling me the colors and whites ought to work together?
Okay.
To stop Puerto Ricans from moving next door.
So you lied to him about the condition of the Wiedemeyer house?
I didn't
Right.
No, that's right, Gloria. He didn't lie. He just told me he wouldn't buy a house that was riddled with termites.
I mean, technically he wouldn't.
My house doesn't have termites.
I didn't say it did.
Right.
Hey, I said I wouldn't buy a house that was riddled with termites.
True. So that's up to interpretation.
You know you ought to be working for the White House.
Where you get off?
Him and that Watergate again.
The only mistake the White House made was just hiring a couple of screw-ups.
Okay.
That's right. They should have hired Japs instead of all them Krauts.
Wow.
Of course, the Japs are better than the Krauts in electronics.
Ooh. Okay.
And if the Japs get caught, they do the right thing. They kill themselves.
Ooh. Wow. He's talking about Hattie Cotty.
Do when you get caught. What do you mean we get caught? We ain't doing nothing crooked.
Okay.
Or you and Henry are trying to find somebody else to buy the house.
You don't call
True.
crooked?
No, that's looking out for number one.
Kind of.
Where does that place Henry Jefferson?
He's number two.
Why is he number two?
Because, meathead, there can only be one number one
Okay.
and one number two.
Right.
And life made Jefferson number two long before I come along.
Oh.
So I suppose that the Puerto Ricans are number 3 then,
Maybe.
You there, little girl? Your Puerto Ricans could be 4.
Oof. Okay.
Your Japs and your Chins could be 3.
Oof. Wow. Okay.
3A, 3B.
3A and 3B.
Hey, Bunker!
Hiya there, Jefferson. How are you? Glad to see you.
Right. Now they're friends.
Look at them over there. Birds of a feather who cheat Puerto Ricans together.
Excuse me, Jefferson.
Braddock sold the house and the Puerto Ricans are out of it.
Look at this. It's Nixon and Brezhnev all over again.
But in this world, a man's got to look out for number one.
Right.
Number one. So he's number one in his own story.
We're number one, Arch.
Oh, that's only when a black man ain't around, right, Bunker?
Well, like I always say, Jefferson, I mean, what's in a number, huh?
Right.
I hope you two guys know that there's such a thing as a fair housing commission in this state.
Right.
And they're the ones who helped you get your house.
Well, that was fair.
Okay.
What are you saying? It's not fair for other people to get their houses that way?
Okay.
All we're saying is that Puerto Ricans ought to stay in Puerto Rico.
Right.
We don't go to their country to live. Why should they come to ours?
Okay.
Puerto Rico is part of this country.
Technically, yeah. Their territory.
I bet they probably ain't vaccinated for that.
Another reference to today.
Therefore, they have a right to move from one part of this country to another just like anybody else.
Right.
You say that to a guy who came here from Texas or California?
If he's a Puerto Rican, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Good news, the Wiedemeyer place is sold and to Americans.
Okay.
It's two.
Sure, but they got to stand in line like white people had to.
Right. Okay.
Saw people standing on line, Jefferson, and it was heartbreaking.
Right.
Archie, to us.
Just us seated. Never thought I'd see the day when you'd be happy to have another white family on the block.
Right.
White? Who says they're white?
Right.
Are they black?
Are they?
No, I forgot to ask the real estate agent.
Right.
I don't know if they're black or white.
They could be Puerto Rican.
True.
Jefferson, you better go to Braddock and find out right away, huh?
Right.
Hurry up there, Jefferson. Look at that. You can't trust them people.
Them people.
He wouldn't lie.
How can you tell? They never blush or go pale.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like the number to the Fair Housing Commission, please.
Okay.
The Estrada's had a deposit down on
What's
that
on
first.
that phone?
Don't tell me to put the phone.
And technically it is Archie's phone.
Give me that phone. Give me that phone.
Oh boy.
Give me that. Give me that phone.
Ooh. You broke your phone.
Ah, look what you've done.
Can I help you?
Hi.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but I was going to ask to use your phone.
It's a good thing you didn't, because it just broke.
Yep.
Yo, get out of there, me, Dave. I gotta fix the phone now.
Right.
Would you like me to fix that for you?
Oh, come on, lady. I ain't got time to fool around.
Okay. A little sexist, but you know.
You fix phones?
I can fix anything.
Oh wow, she has a little toolkit.
Well, look at this Josephina Plumber.
Maybe she could fix our air conditioner.
Need it.
Right.
Fixing air conditioners and telephones is men's work.
Okay.
Just watch you do it. Now, maybe I can learn something.
He's gonna shock himself, I bet.
Oh, you wouldn't, because Archie can't do things.
Stifle yourself.
Oh, he can do some things.
So how do you call a phone repairman when your phone is broke?
He won't be able to put it together again. Watch, you'll see.
Right.
You shooting your mouth off about me to a total stranger.
Okay.
I won't be a stranger for long.
Right.
My husband and I are buying a house next door.
Okay.
Hey, look at this. You're white.
Okay.
Do we get points for that?
Around here you do. By around here, I mean in the show.
I don't know if you know this, but another family already put a deposit down on that house.
Hey,
Okay.
Why do I feel that my life is at stake if I say him?
I scream for you.
I know them. He was another character, I think in season 1, maybe 2.
Frank, I think we got problems with a house.
What kind of problems?
Okay.
Don't pay any attention to anything this guy says. He don't even wait.
He don't even work.
I put a deposit down on that house.
Right.
Have all the facts?
I don't care for Christina.
Right.
That house.
You don't have all the facts, Frank.
Sure.
I don't think I have all the facts.
If it's true, another family had a deposit on the house first.
Well,
Okay.
wait a minute, lady. What about your own husband here? He put a deposit too.
I don't.
Right.
It just wouldn't be the Christian thing to do.
What do you...
Okay.
I can prove it to you by the Bible. All we're trying to do on this block is separate the white from the chaff.
You mean the wheat from the chaff?
Fella, you better have some proof before you tell me that house next door ain't mine.
Right.
Irene and I weren't born yesterday, you know. We know people.
Okay.
I know what a good Christian is.
Isn't he wonderful when he's passionate?
Right.
It's a question of looking out for number one.
Right. So he's number 1. So does that make you?
You sure you're number one? Get out!
Everyone is their own number one.
I want to welcome you two people to the neighborhood and to the block.
Right.
Welcome now. Maybe Mrs. Lorenzo would fix our phone.
Right.
Go ahead, try and fix it. She can fix nothing. She can fix anything.
Right.
We too, kid.
It was a door prize. It was
Nice.
a kit and a set of cookware.
I kept the cookware.
Fun.
She kept the tools and you kept the cookware?
Right.
Frank is one of the best cooks you'll ever run into.
Okay.
Oh, I get it. You work in a restaurant, huh?
Nope.
No, I'm just mad about cooking.
Okay.
Cooking. Oh.
Little eccentric, but okay.
Yeah, I think I've seen guys like you.
I got the news you wanted to hear. Braddock just told me your new neighbors,
Right.
they're white.
Okay.
That seems to impress everyone around here.
White, look at them, white.
Right.
Well, Bucker, you got what you wanted.
Okay.
Correction, you both got what you wanted, but now the Estradas are out in the cold.
Okay.
They got what they wanted too. Braddock sold them a house over on the next block.
Okay.
You mean to tell me that louse Braddock sold them Puerto Ricans a house in this neighborhood?
Right.
Yeah, a bigger house for the same money. Bye.
Wow. Okay.
You'll see how nice it is when a whole neighborhood's turned into a smelting pot.
Smelting pot? You mean a melting pot?
I know him, a typical out for himself Irish Mick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're all right when they ain't mumbling over their beats or boozing it up.
Oh, okay.
I happen to be Irish.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like what you just said.
Right.
I don't like it either. I mumble over my beats too.
Okay.
I'm Italian. Oh,
Wow.
Irish and Italian. Hey, look what we got here, read it. Mixed marriage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're both Catholics.
Look, your phone's fixed.
Right.
I'm sorry, but you know us Irish Catholics.
Right.
I gotta go have a few drinks and then rush right off to confession.
Stereotypes.
This is one confession that can't wait.
Right.
What would you have to confess?
What I'm thinking about you.
Oh, boy. We always love to see Archie get rubbed back.
You said she couldn't do it!
Right.
No. No, you dumbbell.
Okay.
Really fixed it, ain't that wonderful?
Right.
Well, it's wonderful. That was the wrong number.
That really has nothing to do with the phone, though. Like, the actual phone. It has to do with the person calling you.
I thought it would cool off at night.
Right.
I mean, geez, this ain't a hand, it's a foot.
No swearing. Remember, you promised.
Right.
GD, I promise you never no more. Now come up.
Okay.
All right, I'll take it. I'll throw you the cream.
Okay.
We're having a heat wave. What is that?
That's your neighbor singing.
It's we're having a heat wave.
I don't want stereo, Eden.
Right.
Gang, you want the queens? Ah,
Wow.
playing cards here, you just made me blow a hand.
Okay.
Luck be a lady tonight.
If they don't like you, why would they do what you want? And that is it. Let's talk about it. Alright, guys, that was All in the Family. Pretty interesting episode, as always. I mean, why would we watch it if it wasn't interesting, right? So, yes, this episode, the AC was broke, new neighbors moved in, and quite a bit of racism. The interesting thing about this episode is not so much Archie Bunker being racist, because, well, that's kind of a norm for us now. He has calmed down, and he will calm down as the seasons go by, with the bigoted, racist remarks and tones. But it's still there, it's just not as prevalent as it used to be, and it will get better over time and more exposure he has to the people that he is ignorant about. I don't think that Archie is racist in the KKK way, where he just knows black people and don't like them, or he knows any type of person, whether it's Spanish, black, in this case Irish or Catholic or whatever. He doesn't necessarily know those people. He just calls them based off of the stereotypes that he's been told, and that's where most of his racism comes from. I don't see Archie having too much interaction with people that aren't like him. So in that, I think he is more ignorant to people than he is actually racist. So, I mean, yes, he is still racist, but it's more coming from a ignorance than a actual encounter, which is one way that people become racist, is they had a bad encounter with someone who wasn't like them, and then they generalize and say that that was applied to all people. I typically take the stance of I treat you the way that you treat me, and we don't go off of the stereotype of one person. But if you look around in any given area, there are people who live up to the stereotypes that are given to them. That includes white people, black people, Asian people, Middle Eastern. Pick a place on the map. People live up to their stereotypes, including, you know, the religious stuff that he was saying. You know, again, pick an area and people will live up to those stereotypes. And sometimes we even live up to our own stereotypes within our own self. Like where we live, it might be stereotypical to have anger issues, or to be more related to a mob or something, you know, gang violence or something. You know, there are stereotypes that we live up to even within ourselves. And so that is kind of interesting, but one size doesn't fit all, if you will. So it's interesting that he thinks one size fits all, but in reality, everyone is different, and you have to treat people on a person-to-person basis. Now, in this case, we had a Spanish family, Puerto Rican, which is still a territory in America. They wanted to move in next door, and because they weren't the, as I would say, right type of white, Archie didn't want them to move in. Spanish is, I don't know what category Spanish would be. I guess it would become a Caucasian or white in description. It is Spanish as its own group, I guess, if you will. So, again, the wrong kind of white, if you will, on Archie Bunker's, from Archie Bunker's ideology. So they didn't want them to move in. They didn't want another black family to move in. And so it's kind of one of those, well, what do you want? Well, they got a white group of people, you know, the Lorenzos, but they too weren't the right type of white. So it's pretty interesting how that always kind of backfires on Archie. And, you know, over time, I'm sure that they'll get used to each other. Archie will always get picked on by everybody because he's ignorant, and he's blissfully so. And so, yes, he says stuff and people will slap back. So it's pretty fun to watch all of that unfold. It's just funny because now we have a white family that is going to be doing some of the slapping as well as the Jeffersons. So all in all, this was a really fun episode. It is the last episode of the season, so hopefully you guys had fun with this. I'm going to look up some trivia. If you guys want me to do a trivia episode again, I try and do one for every season. If you guys do want that, let me know in the comments. And if you guys are a subscriber, I will put that into the community tab for you guys. And yeah, this was a really fun season. I do appreciate you guys hitting the little subscribe button. If you haven't yet, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit the little subscribe button.
Don't worry about it. You're still in good shape. All you got to do is just tap it in. Just tap it in now.
And again, I do want to thank all of my subscribers. I want to thank you guys for getting this far in the video, and we will see you next time. Peace.